Hello dear friends, this is Marina and you're watching your weekly horoscope starting from the 2nd of October. The most important aspect and the most interesting aspect during this week is the conjunction between Venus and Mars. Venus is the planet related with our desires. Venus is the planet which, defines what we really want, what we want with our heart, all kinds of things that we really want to have. But it's only related with the desire, with the emotion. On the other hand, Mars is the planet of action. Mars is the planet that we use in order to do the things that we want or to do something that will help us to have what we want. So you see how interesting this combination can be, because the planet related with desires and the planet related with action are actually joining together. So this combination means that during this week you may take action on something that you really want in your life, or you can start doing something that will help you actually to have and to manifest what you would like to have in your life. The conjunction is in Virgo, so it suggests that you should focus more on some practical things. You have to be more realistic about your desires. So let's say that it's related with your work or with some concrete practical stuff in your life. Then in this case you can benefit more from this aspect, because usually this combination can be very intense and even passionate. But Virgo, on the other hand, is not a sign which is, very passionate. That's why we have to be a little bit more grounded. We have to be more concrete also about the things that we want to have in our lives. And this is also actually, Venus is the planet related with women, Mars is the planet related with men. That's why in terms of relationships and partnerships and communication between men and women actually can be very active. And this is a good combination, for example, to go on a date, to ask someone out, or to do something together with your partner, or to show him actually your feelings and how you would like your relationship to move on and to change. But most importantly, this is about our desires. And it's even more interesting because at the end of the week, Saturn will make square with Venus. Actually, Venus will make square with Saturn because it's the faster planet. But anyway, the influence of Saturn is also important for this conjunction. And you know that Saturn is the planet related with some restrictions, some obstacles, some challenges, difficulties. We know it very well. So this combination suggests that maybe we want something, but we have to give up on something else. For example, you may need to sacrifice something because you want to have something else, or in some way you have to pay for the things that you would like to get and to have in your life. Also, you need to be more realistic about the things that you want to have in your life, because you see this combination, Venus in conjunction with Mars, this is related with very strong desires. We want something, we have a concrete desire and we want to have it right now. We want to do something right now, which is related to Mars. But on the other hand, Saturn can bring some challenges with that. So we need to be more realistic, we need to stay connected with the ground. We need to be very concrete about the things that we want and to be able to work hard for our desires. Otherwise, we are not going to have what we want. It's not an aspect combination, it's not a week during which you can achieve fast, immediate success. It's not the situation. Maybe some would say, well, that's unfortunately, but for others, actually, it just represents that working hard will actually bring you the needed desire, so it may not be so bad as you may think. However, try to be more concrete, try to be more, more realistic about the things that you want to do. Try be ready to work hard, and also to separate with something which may turn out to be not so good for you, or maybe the time is not right now. Of course, in terms of relationships, this aspect can also be important, the square between Venus and Saturn we are talking now. And it can bring challenges. We know that on an emotional level, we may feel a little bit distanced from others, from our partner. We may feel more, like there are some boundaries around us, and they don't allow us to show our emotions, to be, connected with others. So be aware of that, be more conscious about it, and try to be not so critical with others. Because Virgo as a sign where we have Venus, where we have also Mars, this can be related with being very judgmental, being very critical. Saturn squaring can bring even more of that criticism. So be aware of that sometimes you might expect too much from other people. And it might be the reason why, the relationship or the communication with other people won't be so smooth and as positive as you would like it to be. So the exact square between Venus and Saturn is on Sunday, on the 8th of October. Of course, we can feel the influence a few days before and after that. And the conjunction between Mars and Venus, let me see, is on the 5th, which is Thursday. It should be Thursday. But again, we can feel the influence during the whole week from this aspect. Okay, enough about that. Now, the other interesting aspect that we have is the conjunction between Mercury and the Sun. The exact aspect is again on Sunday, on the 8th of October, and of course, as usual, we feel it before and after that. Now, this aspect can be very good for all kinds of intellectual activities. Mentally, you can be very active. You may have different ideas. Sometimes it can make our minds restless. So we may have too many ideas, and that's why, sometimes we might be unable to focus so well on something concrete. On the other hand, the challenge of this aspect, the exact conjunction between the Sun and Mercury, is that we might be unable to understand an opposite opinion. We might be too subjective. We may think that our opinion is the one which is important and true, and we might be unwilling to understand a different, or at least to try to understand a different perspective. On the other hand, the conjunction is in Libra. Libra is the sign related with understanding others, related with communicating, with having a dialogue with other people. So actually, it's very important to learn to explain our ideas and our thoughts to others, to be willing to listen to them, and not only that, but also to try to understand them, to see what they have in mind, why they have it, and what's the main idea. So just be aware of that possibility that you might be more subjective and it's not the right strategy. But other than that, the aspect actually can be very productive, as I said, for intellectual activities, for things related with all kinds of Mercury stuff. It's about writing, speaking, traveling, learning, communicating, information, all the basic Mercury stuff can be very active during the week, especially at the end of the week. Also something interesting is that the Sun and Mercury are very close to a square with Pluto. Pluto is in Capricorn, and that's why this aspect can bring some additional challenges for us. The difficult aspects of Pluto are related with the desire to control things, to be very focused on power and desire to control other people. So you may have some power struggles, with other people or within yourself. Sometimes it could be related also with being more suspicious, unwilling and unable to trust other people, being more pessimistic, seeing only the possible challenges, problems, what can possibly go wrong. That's the square between Mercury and Pluto, and it's normal. And actually, what we can do is to be aware of the situation, and that we may not be see things as they are, and to wait a little bit with our judgments. So don't rush things too much. Don't take immediate decisions or conclusions, and wait a little bit, because after this square passes, you might be able to see things from a different perspective. But for now, just expect, that actually the positive side of Pluto squaring or Mercury squaring Pluto, it doesn't matter how you're saying it, the positive side of this aspect is that you can use it to transform your way of thinking. But you have to put some effort, it doesn't happen easily, because the square requires effort, requires work. That's why you have to earn it in some way. But you're able to transform the way you're thinking, to change your opinion about something, and to change it dramatically, not smoothly, not slowly, but change it dramatically. So you can, for example, some kind of meditations can be helpful, some practices, energetical practices. Try to use your intuition, try to listen more to your inner voice, and learn to trust it more. Now, let's say a few words about the moon positions during the week. We know how important they are, and we start the week with the moon in Pisces. And on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, the moon is in Pisces. You know that this is not a very, a sign which is related with working hard and being organized, being concentrated on material stuff. Usually it's not working very well if you try to do that when the moon is in Pisces. On the other hand, these days can be good if your work is related with art or with creativity, or you need some kind of inspiration. In these cases, these days can be very productive for you. But if your work is not, or your daily routines are not related with that, then perhaps it will be a time when you might be a little bit less productive and you may need more rest. So take your time, take a rest. If you meditate, then that's a great time for meditation or for reading some spiritual literature, and step a little bit out of these social activities, because after that, on Thursday and Friday, the moon enters Aries, and this is a totally different energy. This is the time when you can start things, you can be initiative, you may have more energy, you're willing to take some risks, and everything works better for you. So if you have some important things to do, or you need more energy, or you need to be more active, then Thursday and Friday are better for you. And finally, during the weekend, the moon will be in Taurus, which is a very grounded, very practical sign. So you shouldn't hurry too much, you shouldn't push yourself too much. It's a good time to connect with the nature, to concentrate on some material, practical stuff. Keep in mind that this is the time when we also have Venus squaring Saturn. So this is a time when things may not be happening very fast. You need to be patient, you need to wait a little bit, and you need to be very concrete and grounded. Okay guys, so I think that these were the most important events happening during this week. I hope you find these forecasts helpful. If you need some personal advices, you can always connect me and have your personal horoscopes especially for you. So thank you very much again for watching, and I will see you next week again. Bye.